Let me ask you something strange. What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, there is money leaving your bank account, and you have absolutely no idea it's happening? Not because someone hacked you, not because you made a bad investment, but because of something you agreed to, probably while half asleep, clicking through a sign-up screen just to get to the thing you actually wanted. Here's the wild part. Most people, when they sit down and actually count, discover they're spending anywhere from $300 to $500 every single month on subscriptions they barely use, or in some cases, completely forgot existed. $500 every month. That's $6,000 a year, quietly disappearing. And the most dangerous thing about it? It doesn't feel like spending. That's exactly what the company's designed it to feel like. So if you've ever wondered where your money goes, even when you feel like you're being careful, stay with me, because what I'm about to show you will completely change the way you look at your monthly expenses. Before we go further, if you find this video useful, hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps more people find this kind of content. And trust me, a lot of people need to hear this. Here's the story most of us live. You're sitting on your couch one evening. An ad pops up for a streaming service. First month free, cancel anytime. You think, I'll just try it. You put in your card details. You watch 2 shows. Life moves on. 6 months later, that service is still charging you every single month. You haven't opened it in 4 months. But the charge is so small, $8, $12, that it barely registers when you scan your bank statement. And this isn't just about streaming. This is happening across dozens of categories. Fitness apps you downloaded during a motivational phase. Cloud storage you upgraded during a phone scare. News sites you signed up for just to read one article. Software tools you tried for a project that ended 2 years ago. Each one feels tiny. $8 here, $15 there, $25 for that one you thought was really going to change your life. But tiny drops, over time, fill a bucket. And here's the mistake most people make. They think of subscriptions individually instead of collectively. They ask themselves, is $8 worth it? Instead of asking, what is the total of everything I'm paying for on autopilot? That shift in question changes everything. Now let's talk about why this works so well on us. And I mean all of us, because this isn't about being careless or irresponsible. This is about how our brains are actually wired. There's a concept in psychology called pain of paying. When you hand over physical cash, your brain registers it almost like a small moment of pain. You feel the loss. That's why casinos use chips instead of cash. The moment you convert your money into something abstract, the emotional weight of spending drops dramatically. Subscriptions weaponize this exact psychology. When you swipe a card once at a restaurant and pay $40, you feel that $40 leave. But when a company charges you $12 automatically every month, it becomes invisible. There's no moment of decision, no moment of choosing. The money is gone before your brain even registers it. Psychologists call this passive spending, spending that happens without any active decision-making moment. And passive spending is the most dangerous kind because it bypasses the part of your brain that evaluates whether something is worth it. Think about it this way. Imagine you had to walk into a store every single month, find a salesperson, and say out loud, "Yes, I still want to pay for this." You would cancel half your subscriptions tomorrow. But companies know that, so they made it automatic. They removed the friction. And without friction, your brain doesn't engage. Now add another layer to this, something called the sunk cost illusion. Let's say you signed up for a language learning app. You used it for 2 weeks, then stopped. But every time you think about canceling, a little voice in your head says, "But I paid for it. I should use it. I'll start again next week." Next week never comes. But the charge does, every single month. The sunk cost illusion keeps you paying for things not because they're valuable, but because stopping feels like admitting you wasted money. So instead, you keep wasting money to avoid feeling like you wasted money. That's the trap inside the trap. And then there's a third trick, and this one is the most clever. It's called anchoring. When a company shows you a subscription option, they almost always show you 3 tiers: basic, standard, premium. The premium one is outrageously priced on purpose, not because they expect you to buy it, but because it makes the middle option look reasonable. Your brain anchors to the highest price, and suddenly paying $15 a month feels like a smart, responsible choice. You didn't just get sold a subscription. You got sold the feeling of making a good decision. Here's where it gets mathematically scary. Let's say you have the following going on right now. One streaming service at $15, a second one at $12, a music app at $10, a cloud storage plan at $3, a fitness app at $8, a news site at $10, a password manager at $3, a productivity tool you used once at $15, a delivery membership at $10, a game or app subscription you forgot about at $5. That's $91 a month, from things that feel practically free individually. Now multiply that by 12 months. That's $1,092 a year. And I kept that list conservative. Most households, when they do this audit, find they're closer to $200, $300, even $500 a month across all categories, including streaming bundles, gym memberships, software suites, and financial tools. $500 a month is $6,000 a year. Now here's the part that should really make you think. $6,000 invested in a simple index fund at an average return of 10% annually becomes over $38,000 in 20 years. You're not just losing $6,000, you're losing the future version of that money, the version that could have been working for you while you slept. That's the real cost of the subscription trap. It's not what you're spending, it's what you're not building. Let me tell you something about wealthy people that most finance content never talks about. It's not that wealthy people never subscribe to things. They do. The difference is that they treat every recurring expense as a choice that needs to be reevaluated, not a default that continues until they bother to stop it. There's a concept in personal finance called zero-based thinking. The idea is simple. Every now and then, you ask yourself, if I wasn't already paying for this, would I choose to start today? Not, is it worth it in theory? Not, do I feel guilty about canceling? But a genuine, honest question. Knowing what I know now, would I sign up for this again from scratch? If the answer is no, or even a hesitant maybe, that's your answer. Most subscription companies count on the fact that canceling requires effort, while staying subscribed requires nothing. The asymmetry is intentional. They make signing up a single click and canceling a 4-step process with a retention pop-up asking if you're sure, followed by a special offer, followed by a survey about why you're leaving. They designed friction into the exit. And most people give up before they get through it. This is not an accident. This is architecture. These products are built by teams of behavioral psychologists and product designers whose entire job is to understand the moment you almost cancel and stop you. Knowing this should feel freeing, not discouraging. Because once you see the design, you can design around it. So what do you actually do with all of this? First, do the audit. This week, not someday. Open your bank statement and your credit card statement and go line by line. Write down every recurring charge, every single one. Don't judge them yet, just find them. Most people are shocked by what they find. Second, apply the re-sign-up test. For each subscription on your list, ask yourself, would I sign up for this today, at this price, knowing what I actually use it for? If no, cancel it this week. Not eventually. This week. Third, put subscriptions in one place. Use one card or one account specifically for subscriptions. This makes auditing easier and ensures nothing hides inside a long general statement. Fourth, set a calendar reminder every 3 months to repeat this process, not once a year, every 3 months. Because new subscriptions sneak in fast, especially when companies offer free trials that automatically convert. And fifth, redirect what you save. This is the part most people skip. When you cancel $10 a month in subscriptions, that $10 doesn't automatically become wealth. You have to actively move it somewhere intentional. A savings account, an investment account, anywhere that isn't just available to disappear into everyday spending. The goal isn't to live on nothing and enjoy nothing. The goal is to pay for things you actually use, intentionally, and stop quietly funding things that no longer serve you. Here's the thought I want to leave you with. Money is attention. Whatever you're paying for without thinking about it is getting your money without earning it. And in a world that is increasingly designed to extract payments passively, without your full awareness, the most powerful financial skill you can develop isn't picking the right stocks or finding the best savings account. It's paying attention, not to every single penny in an anxious, exhausting way, but in a calm, periodic, deliberate way. The kind of attention that keeps you in control of your own financial story instead of being a supporting character in someone else's business model. $6,000 a year. One audit. One honest question per subscription. That's it. That's the whole game. The companies are counting on you not doing it. That's reason enough to prove them wrong. If this video helped you see your spending differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more videos about money, psychology, behavioral finance, and the hidden traps that keep people from building wealth, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Because the best financial decisions aren't complicated. They're just often the ones nobody stops to explain. See you in the next one.